Xin chào, what's up everybody? In this video today we're going to do the top reasons you should move to Vietnam in 2024. Or heck, why you should even move abroad in 2024. A lot of people stay in their hometowns even their entire lives, especially if they're from like the Midwest or outskirt towns in America, you know. Many people from my hometown don't ever even leave the hometown, so let's get into it. The first and foremost reason you should move to Vietnam in 2024 is the price. The cost of living is absolutely phenomenal. We're not gonna jump entirely into the cost of living and how cheap it is, but for, you know, roughly 2 to 3 grand a month here in Saigon, you can live very comfortably and live in a really decent apartment. And I have extensive videos about that. So if you do want to see some budget videos, you can definitely just type in fat and broke, budget Vietnam. You know, there's one for every year pretty much since I've lived here. It has not changed an incredible amount since I've lived here. Inflation is going on here just like anywhere else in the world. But for here, it just didn't hit as much. You know, like a 20K banh mi might be 25K now. So I mean, not an incredibly huge difference in price stuff, but that's really it. Like a pho, maybe like a 30K pho is 35K, so it's not a crazy jump up in price. You know, the second reason, especially if you're a guy, there's so many beautiful women here, and you know, I'm married to a Vietnamese, a Saigonese. If you've ever watched my channel, you can hear me say about 3 trillion times that I would never even get married, like in early videos if you watch my first year of content in the realm. She's wearing a BBL pad, so that's like a fake, it's an insert. So that's like a butt booty insert. They're really popular in Saigon right now, so they don't go and actually get a surgery. They just wear like a pad every day. Every chick's wearing them right now in Saigon. It's crazy. But as I was saying, the beautiful women everywhere, the ease of ability, this goes for the Philippines, this goes for multiple different places in Southeast Asia, Cambodia, Thailand. You're gonna have pretty good luck if you're a decent guy. Heck, even if you're an old fat guy out of shape, as long as you got some money, honey, you're good to go. So either way, I'm not gonna get in if you should be in shape or not. Let's just say there's a place for you over here. You know, the other really great thing about Saigon in particular, and I would say Vietnam, is the weather overall is very good. So in Saigon, it's about 80 to 95 degrees year long. There is a rainy season. It rains for a little bit. Nothing overly crazy. There are days where it rains all day, every day for a couple days in a row. Maybe sometimes up to like a week. So these things definitely do happen here, for sure. But for the most part, the weather is, you know, really nice. Like right now it's like 75, 80 degrees out, maybe 85. Nice cool breeze going on. So, you know, geographically we're in a very good location as well. So if you're a guy that's keen to, like, you know, go travel to, say, Japan, Korea, India, all these places around here, they're so much more affordable and so much less of a flight. You know, the off-putting thing always about going to like Asia was always from America was the flight, the terrible flights, the terribly long flights. So it really creates a more explorable and easier area to get that stuff done in this part of the world if you're interested in this part of the world by living over here. So you can home base here pretty well. The other situation that I'm going to talk about is a controversial situation. We do not currently offer a digital nomad visa if you're new to the channel or just new to thinking about living in Vietnam. The only visa you can have right now for almost every country is a 90-day visa. It is not a visa on arrival. It is a e-visa. That means you get it ahead of time. It's an electronic visa. You'll get it online. So you have to do that at least a week before you come here. Now, that 90-day visa, you can stay and never leave the country once. But at the end of that 90 days, you can leave the country, though. It's a multiple entry. They give you a version of multiple entry and not multiple entry. So you do have the option of getting a multiple entry visa, so you can come and go. But after that 90 days is up, you have to reapply for the visa out of country. Like they've clamped down pretty hard. Some people still get it to go through, but I would say 90% of people, while trying to apply in Vietnam still, are getting denied. So they are checking, you know, to make sure in the system that you've exited. And they also could be checking some kind of IP situation. But I've had people use VPNs and still not have any success. So they're really cracking down on you leaving. So that does create a bit more of an inconvenience that you actually have to leave for like maybe a 5 to 7 day vacation. But some people are getting it in 2 to 3 days. But you definitely have to exit now, stay somewhere, wait while it's processed. It's not an instant process and then come back over. It is a flaw that they need to fix, but I think they're just trying to clamp down on people living here on that. But to the backside, you can still do it. You know, everybody's successfully, you know, I know guys that have, I don't even know, they've been on a 90-day or a 30-day visa for 6 years. But they had the 1-year visas before it. Like, I know people that have been here for 5-6 years now that are still on a tourist visa. Like, it's just a continuous renewal. So it's very possible to stay here and live on it. You know, I personally know people that are doing it. So they make it possible to where you can do it. So it is pretty easy for that. Now we're gonna stay focused on Saigon. I know the title says Vietnam, but I think this goes anywhere. It looks like the transportation system is chaos. It's actually controlled, amazing chaos. They have one of the most functional mass not transportation systems in the world. Notice how I said not, because it's a individual, personalized civilian transportation. But I'll tell you what, you can get anywhere in the city in just about a half hour, no matter what, because it's all on motorbike and they don't really follow any traffic laws, and they get to wherever they go on whatever means is possible. So you rarely see traffic jams, you rarely see slowdowns. It's just always a constant flow of moving. At first it feels dangerous and looks dangerous, and don't get me wrong, it is dangerous, but for the most side, you're going, you know, they're going 30 kilometers, 20 kilometers right now. Unless you fall off and get ran over by a car, you're probably going to be okay. So yeah, it's, you know, you can get around pretty efficiently with their motorbike currently in Vietnam system. They are going to have a mass transportation system though anytime now. It's supposed to open up pretty much at any point now. I don't have an exact date. Nobody's writing about it in the news currently. So. But we're gonna have a subway that's first line will be functional anytime now. So on top of that, and of course for the subway, I'm gonna be your guy. I will do extensive coverage. You know, the second it opens, I hope to be one of the first people out with a lot of videos on it. So I'll have a lot of subway stuff, all about that first line subway once it hits. I'm very excited. I do love subways. You know, if you're a person that loves to frequent Thailand all the time, this is a great place to live, but you don't want to live in Thailand. Like, I would never really want to live in Thailand, but I like visiting Thailand. So it's great. I live right here. I can take a flight for $100, kind of whenever I want. And you can take it at a whim's notice, you know. There's pretty much $100 flights to Thailand every day. So pretty affordable in my book. You know, the other hugely big thing that we can talk about is the food. You know, Vietnam has some of the best Southeast Asian cuisine in the world. You'll see on my channel, and have already been on my channel, much more food coming up. So I'll showcase the Vietnamese food, but there's banh mi's, there's phas, there's bun bạc bês, there's so many different things, bún chả, you know. There's so much delicious food here that if you're a foodie, it's, you know, there's a reason why Anthony Bourdain and so many other foodies called this one of the greatest countries in the world. So, you know, the other things is, like I was hammering down in the beginning, the affordability is off the charts. You need to watch the budget video if you really want to know, but like, everything's cheap here, cell phone data, etc., etc., etc. If you're a woman and you're an expat and you're worried that there might not be other people for here to date, if you're not into like Asians, which seems to be a lot of white women that move here, tend to roll that way for some reason. You know, maybe it's short or whatever, I don't know. Either way, there's a huge expat community. Most of the white or expats in general of the female persuasion tend to live in District 2 because there's a sense of a village and like culture there. So if you want something like that and have a sense of community and like hang out with teachers and other teachers and all that jazzafrazz, District 2 is great for you over in Thao Dinh. You know, you can find all that stuff here. And then there's other guys to date there. So like if you want to date other white dudes and shit like that, or any other expats, that's going to be the spot for you. So we really kind of just are grazing on topics. We're not really deeply diving incredibly too much into every single one of them because I have extensive videos and all this stuff. I'm trying to give you the key points quickly and to not overload the video with a bunch of fluff. So we covered food, we covered transportation, traffic, we covered budget living, you know, we covered geographically great, we covered there's lots of beautiful women, and if you happen to be into Asian men, there's lots of beautiful Asian men too, so it can go either way for that. So I think a lot more women should consider moving to Vietnam as well. I think there's a great experience to be had here for anybody of any gender, of any race, of any color, from anywhere in the world. So they're welcoming to all people too, by the way. So if you're worried that like they're going to be racist to black people or some shit like that, from my knowledge and my experience, they don't give a fuck. So you're free to come and hang out, you know, and more the merrier in my opinion. There's been people trying to talk shit on me for like exposing that Vietnam's great and I'm making more people move here and come live here. But whatever, dude. If I'm not making these videos, somebody else is. There's 100 other me's that are going to tell you how great it is to live here, and it's for a reason, you know. It truly is great to live here. So if you're looking for a change in life, maybe save a little bit of money. You can't change your problems though, so moving away from your problems ain't going to change your problems. You still got to fix those. But if you do want to change a pace in life to save some money and want a new adventure, I highly suggest that you come and check out Vietnam. As ever, I thank you so much for watching. If you want access to me and a whole bunch of additional content, it's over at patreon.com/fatandbroke. We live stream over at kick.com/fatandbroke. Thank you so much. Stay frosty. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.